Quick video could make you some money. First, check on some alerts from last week so you know we're for real. Destroyed Apple with a fantastic trade, in and out, swing trade, all profit. Took a nice trade on both of the Googles, ended up making a pretty penny on each of them. Alerts when we got in and got out, all that Traders War Room. And the big boy, we took a lotto trade on IBM, but it ended up going way in our favor. Can't make much better than going in at 250 and coming out close to 7. We're killing that at Traders War Room. Come check us out, traderswarroom.com, and get on one of our platforms so you can get these alerts. Things I'm watching coming up this week. Big week of earnings. Earnings season kicked off last week, and we got a whole bunch more coming this week. A lot of money is going to be floating around, a lot of volatility. Top trending stocks, guys, it's always a good idea to go ahead and check to see what's trending, paying attention to the stock charts and seeing if anything's moving in the direction that you want it to go. Here's how your markets closed on Friday. It was red across the board. Definitely not a good week to close on Friday. However, we're expecting some pullback because we had such a banging week moving up into Friday's close. Futures, remember, we use futures as a glimpse into what could be, not what will be. It's all about getting a strategy and a plan moving forward. Picture representation of the overall market sector and how it closed on Friday. Here's your ETFs. The only thing that was really green were our inverse ETFs and our fixed incomes. Here's your heat map of industries. Communications and technology struggled last week, but we had utilities and real estates doing their thing. Paying attention to these, especially the ones that struggled, maybe getting a little bit of a rebound. Calls versus puts premium, we got a lot of money going to the bear side of the house, so paying attention, expecting a cool down going into this week, and then maybe retesting those lows for an eventual push back up to start retesting those previous highs. Here's some analyst ratings. You got some buy ratings, you got some sell ratings, you got some coverage ratings. So definitely always a good idea to see where the analysts are putting their money and what they're giving as far as upgrades, downgrades, and continuation. Here's some potential breakout stops, gap up stops, and your active penny stocks. I always like paying attention to these at the beginning of the week because anything that's moving on momentum and trending has my attention for potential good money and quick plays. Paying attention to some of the ETFs, so up there at the top left, you got the SPY, and down at the bottom right, you got the utility sector. I think SPY is going to cool down a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 385. And utility sector, I like the area where we're at right here for some continuation to the upside. Technology and communication ETFs, I do believe that we see downward trends on these as well. They both kind of spiked up moving into the end of last week and then cooled off, and I think we see a continuation of the cool-off period, looking to retest those recent lows. Spotify and Tattoo Chef both have my attention going into next week. I think that we probably got some downward trend on both of these particular tickers. They do have some earnings coming up. However, I don't think that they're going to do fairly well on the earnings. I think inflation and supply and demand and stuff like that have both of these kind of going down to retest the lower lows. I like the levels where Coca-Cola and Bud are at, and I do think that we get some continuation going into earnings. Now, earnings will be very telling for these particular industries. However, I like these ones for continuation, and I think we see spikes going in after earnings, maybe a little downward fall going through earnings, but if we're looking out 2 to 3 weeks afterwards, we can definitely probably see them push back up to retest those recent highs. Both McDonald's and UPS, I think these come down. I think they had nice runs. It's a little too much too soon. And I think, again, inflation's going to come in. I think lost revenue with the war in Russia and Ukraine and just overseas in general are going to pay on these particular industries as well. Same thing with GM and General Electric. I think that these are going to come down off of the earnings plays. I just don't think we're at the point right now where we're going to see increased revenue and increased forecasts moving forward. So while they may run into earnings, I think once they report earnings, we're probably going to see downward trends on both of these tickers. Now, on the other side of the coin right here, Kimberly Clark and Albertsons, I do think that we see continuation to the upside. I think Albertsons, the one on the bottom, it's at the bottom currently, and we see a nice push to the upside going in earnings and through earnings, and Kimberly Clark, I think that we see a nice spike looking for a breakout from the previous recent highs, and we go and look for a new higher high. And that's the video, team. I told you it was going to be quick. Guys, quit wasting that money that's not making money and come get some with Traders War Room. And with that said, guys, we want to remind you that Traders War Room looks at the stock market like a war zone. Stocks and sector are our battle. We do it together as a team. Attack, conquer, destroy, and we're always going to war. From all the staff at Traders War Room and our battle buddy mascot Rocket, we want to say, if you're ready, follow us and let's go to war together.